as eagly, but we got owly up in this. Welcome to my Peacemaker video. I am so glad I started making content so I can talk about this show. Peacemaker has been amazing. I just finished episode 7 this morning. It was incredible. The whole season's been incredible. I was so skeptical on watching this show. I loved the Suicide Squad movie, but I just was not expecting this great of a show from Peacemaker. I mean, from the Suicide Squad movie, Peacemaker looked like a piece of shit. I didn't know what they were going to do with him. And it turns out Peacemaker, he's not a piece of shit. He was raised by a piece of shit, and he hasn't dealt with his problems, which is I just love the storyline. I love the characters. I love everything about this show. Let's go. So first of all, I'll talk about the team. I love the entire team. Hardcore, Vigilante, Leota, we got Myrn, we got Economos. They're all amazing. Didn't think I was gonna like Leota at first, but she's kind of like coming around to me. Hardcore in this season, in this episode 7, all I could think about with her fight scene with Judo Master was how much of a badass she is and how freaking cool it would be if she played Black Canary, because she got some good ass. All the fight scenes in the show are honestly amazing, like especially with Judo Master. Judo Master, that little man is a freaking beast. Those hot Cheetos must pump his ass up because he loves hot Cheetos in the show. That's why I said it, because he's the shit. Economos, man, these past few episodes, he's been a badass. He comes in there saving everybody, just saving the day. He's hilarious. His little banter that he goes back and forth with Peacemaker and Vigilante is freaking hilarious. The writing on the show is top tier. It's great. Like I said, Leota, she warmed up to me. Myrn, I loved him. Spoiler warning, he dies in episode 7, and I definitely teared up. I loved him. He was great. The whole freaking cast is so great, and it's just hard to like explain to you guys like how good it is. You need to watch it if you haven't watched it, and if you have, like, I know you probably love it because you wouldn't be watching videos on YouTube about the show, right? Favorite characters, Vigilante, hands down. He has the funniest banter. He's awkward. He doesn't get social cues. He's freaking badass at fighting. He cares about his friends. This episode when Peacemaker had to kill his father and he didn't understand, he was crying, and then he tried to comfort him and he was like, there. That's me. Like, Vigilante's great, and he's kind of hot, you know? Like, he just straight up take a freaking bullet for his homie. He's sitting there bombing them, you know, and it's great. It's great. He's everything. Vigilante is everything, you know, and I know I'm not the only one that thinks that, okay? I don't think he's cute too. He's cute. So the storyline with Peacemaker and his father and his brother is very good, and I love it because it goes to show, like, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be a grown-ass man. You can be a grown-ass woman. If you haven't dealt with your childhood shit, your childhood trauma, especially when it's something as cruel as, you know, having a white supremacist psychopath father that forces you to fight your brother, and then your brother ends up having a seizure from the hit that you give him and he dies. That's some crazy shit. And that's why Peacemaker acts the way he acts and does the things that he does, because he was raised in a situation that is unbelievable, and that impacts you for the rest of your life. You could be an 80-year-old person, and something that happened to you when you were 8 years old, you know, it is going to affect you to that day if you don't deal with it internally and externally and really handle your problems. And that's what I really like about this show, because it shows it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're the toughest motherfucker out there. If you have some shit, you have some shit, and everybody has some shit. And I love this show for expressing that. I love this show for expressing Peacemaker dealing with that and going through it and needing people around him to help him, because a lot of times people think, oh, I don't need nobody. We all need somebody. And like, this show is just great. It's great. Like, they're all freaking psychopaths out of their minds, you know, but they're all there for each other. And Leota's situation is weird. You would think she would be more like mean because of Amanda Waller being her mom. I mean, Amanda Waller is literally a terrible, terrible, terrible person. But Leota seems to not be anything like her mom. Like her working at a dog, place, and then going to a job like that because her mom like is trying to use her for something. That's some shit Amanda Waller would do, but Leota doesn't seem to be that kind of person. Um Anyways, Peacemaker and his father situation, White Dragon and their whole like Ku Klux Klan like group, they're the best. They're amazing villains. I love it. I love when we can just have a villain that's a motherfucking villain, right? And he's not sitting there like having to like have some sad sob story like, oh, I understand. Like, hell no, we don't understand that. They're fucking psychos. They're villains. Like, there's people like there's nobody like there's not very many people like that fool because he's a full blown like villain, and there is no excuse for his shit, and he period point blank he's a villain, and I love that. I hate all that gushy like, oh, is he a villain because he's really been like, they're doing that with Peacemaker, but it makes more sense with Peacemaker, especially considering the Suicide Squad movie, and like Peacemaker's not a villain. You might have thought so in the Suicide Squad movie, but from his his show here, you can see he's not a villain. He's nowhere near a villain. He's just done some crazy shit and continues to do some crazy shit because of crazy shit that's happened to him. So I love that storyline, and I love the fact that they settled that here in episode 7, and now for the finale, we're going to deal with the butterflies, and those butterflies are freaking crazy, and they're cool, and they're bloodthirsty, and they're cold-blooded, and, Myrn would seem to be the only butterfly that was good, which is bizarre. I'm thinking maybe there's more, hopefully, butterflies that are, like, trying to stop these other fucking crazy butterflies. Or maybe they'll bring in like some new character for the season finale. I'm really hoping Judo Master will get in there to help them. I love Judo Master. Like he keeps losing, but like because somebody else like intervenes or something. I think Peacemaker like beat him one-on-one. But anyway, I really hope they bring in another character. Like it doesn't even have to be a big character because James Gunn is doing amazing making these characters, though, these characters that aren't really even known into these household names that are hilarious and badass and cool. And like Vigilante, I was used to the cowboy version of Vigilante in the comics, and also the version of Vigilante in the same one in the Justice League Unlimited show, which is amazing, you know what I mean? And there is a version of him in the Arrowverse, which I don't watch that CW stuff. I really do not like it. I watched a couple episodes here and there. The Flash was amazing for a while there, but after a couple seasons, holy crap, that shit is terrible. Anyways, I only knew the Vigilante, the Western version. I barely knew of Peacemaker. I vaguely, read him in the comics like once or twice that I can even remember, and I saw him in the DC Encyclopedia once. But anyways, these characters, like Batmite, they mentioned Batmite. I got me a Batmite right here. That was sick. Like, if they bring in Batmite, that would make so much sense for James Gunn. Like, that would be fucking cool. Let's go. Let's do it. But even if not, if they don't bring in nothing else, no new characters for the season finale, it'll still be okay because this shit is, every episode has been fucking dope. And I don't think the season finale is going to let us down. I really don't. I think it's going to be incredible no matter what they decide to do, no matter what they go with. I'm guessing that they're going to bring in somebody else to help out, because I don't really know, how they're going to beat those butterflies unless there's other butterflies that are good besides Myrn. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, I love this show. It's great. And episode 7 was great. My favorite parts were when Peacemaker was praying to Eagly, praying that Eagly would be okay, and I was tearing up, and then Eagly comes up and he hugs him, and I was tearing up before he started going on that rant about being with that woman, about he should have had Eagly with a random woman instead of his dad, and it's just a great show. I love this show. We'll see the season finale next Thursday. Please subscribe if you were watching this video. I literally have like 2 subscribers. I need subscriptions, y'all. If not, it's okay. Like, I just really like talking about it, even if I'm not even talking to nobody, honestly. Like, it's cool because I'm a freaking huge nerd. I love this shit. So we'll catch you next time. I will make a Peacemaker video about the season finale next week. My videos before then will be Demon Slayer related, Euphoria, and I'll probably be making some cocktails. So thanks for watching, y'all. See ya!